Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, people. Welcome to Sharp Ends. I have a little unboxing for you. This is pretty cool. This is from River Knives. It is the Euro Bushcraft knife. I haven't opened this yet. I'm just looking at this for the first time. Before I open it, I'd like to thank my Patreon subscribers. You guys are awesome. Make the magic happen. And as always, with all of you guys, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really helps the channel. Why don't you just do that right now? Smash that like button or leave a comment. Really be helpful. All right. So I was interested in this because I have a lot of bushcraft knives. Not a lot, but I have bushcraft knives, which I will compare this to in a minute. But having said that, most of my bushcraft knives are kind of small. Like this guy here, the ultralight bushcrafter, right? So this one is coming in the larger, and I believe what I call larger is over 4 inches, and I believe this is over 4 inches. So I'll tell you right now that as far as Bark River sheets go, this is so much better than the average thing that you get from them. You know, this crap here, which, you know, is totally functional, and I'm just complaining for no reason. This one looks just a lot nicer. It's shaped, it's formed, it's got your place for your fire steel, obviously. It wouldn't be called a bushcrafting knife if it didn't have a place for a fire steel. I'll need to seal this up. All right. So, yeah, I have several different small bushcraft type knives, and I was very curious to see this one come out. I didn't get any kind of special scale material for this. I just got your plain Jane micarta, and I actually went ahead and got the matte one rather than the high shine version of it. Just kind of curious to get this. I will put a coat of Wicked wax on this, most likely, to kind of get in there and help protect it. I'll tell you right now that this is from the ultralight bushcrafter and this Euro bushcrafter have almost the exact same ergodynamics, just on a larger scale for this bushcraft, for the Euro. Really solid. I mean, it feels great. It's got this nice bulbous part here in the middle here, which I really like. It makes it fit in the hand really nice. And it's a little bit smaller in the front, a little bit smaller in the back, with this scallop here for the front and back. Pinky kind of locks in, and your pointer finger locks in really well. Holding it reverse like this so that you're doing drag cuts pulling towards you. If you're holding the wood on your chest, so there's reasons why you would do that. Feels fine. It feels okay. There's no hot spots or anything. Sometimes on a more unisex handle, like this guy here, this is the Genesis from LT Wright. You know, the handle doesn't look as ergonomic, but it actually works really well, this hammer grip type thing, and it works really, really well in the reverse grip too. All right, so I believe that this is a Scandi convex grind combo, as this one is, but let's take a look. Oh yeah, definitely a convex Scandi grind. And they have this notch here, which is sharp on the spine for your fire steel. Very cool. Very cool. It's got a nice little coating of oil on it just to protect it in shipping after they make it. So it's almost the exact same profile, it looks to me, as their ultralight. So this ultralight is S45VN, which I really actually ended up liking this steel a lot. It's usually more for pocket knives, but I like it. And this is definitely big. This is Magnacut. Kind of wish it was in 3V, but Magnacut's fine. And then, oh, this is a first production run. I didn't know that. So they billboard first production run on their first production run knives. I have several of their first production run knives. I did not know this was a first production. And of course, you've got the little compass sign here. Compass means that it's made specifically for bushcrafting type skills. So this is a large one, and I got this purposefully because I wanted a larger bushcraft type knife. All the bushcraft knives I have are medium or small. This is what I call small. Small is anything from 3.5 or less inches, okay? That's for me. I don't know. This isn't official. This is what I consider. 3.5 to 4 inches I consider medium. So that seems like a really narrow range, but it actually covers a lot of ground as far as like the size of knife that you're going to find in the marketplace. And then anything above 4 inches I consider large. So we're talking about, yeah, 4 inches exactly of sharpened blade length, and just a fourth and an eighth of overall blade of blade, and then we've got an overall length of 9 inches. So definitely in the large category. This grind, I'll tell you right now, if it's anything like the other grinds I've been getting lately that are Scandi grind combos with the convex from Bark River, and I now have 3 of them, is an absolute banger. I absolutely think it's amazing grind to use for anything that has to do with carpentry or wood. Really, really cool. All right, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to pause this real fast. I'm going to put some Wicked Wax, and I'm going to show you some comparisons to other knives in this range. Okay, and we're back. So I just put just the smallest amount of Wicked Wax on there and wash it off. And the reason why I do that on raw linen micarta like that is it just starts the sealing process of this. Like I said, Bark, they have a ton of different versions of this. The price point on this, I believe, was just over $200. There'll be a link down below the DLT site. This is still currently available. It's a rather large knife for this type of steel, so it is kind of expensive. But let's compare it to some other things. So here's the ultralight bushcrafter, right? And this is the Forester, or the Forest, which I absolutely think is a banger. And this is what I consider a small one, although it has a big handle, but this is made specifically for woodworking. Kind of got a puka design to it, right? But you can see it has the compass run here. I love this knife, and you can see that it's definitely bigger. The handle feels the same shape, but it's smaller, more for smaller carving type things. This is going to be for larger bushcrafting type skills, right? And then let's take a look at the Bravo. This, I believe, the Bravo 1.5. I always forget. I believe this is the 1.5, but basically the same size. Main difference being that this has a little bit of a Scandi, and I do like the Scandi, and I do like the combination of the Scandi convex. I think it seems to work so well. Yeah, it just seems to work really, really well. Bark River's going really hog wild on the Magnacut lately. Here is a Magnacut blade that I've used a lot, and you can see that it's got some marks on it and stuff. No rust. I know some people have had some problem with the patinaing on it and stuff like that. It definitely is susceptible to things like blood and acidic juices, lemon juice, stuff like that. But if you take care of it, wipe it off real fast. If you do, do it for cleaning something or prepping some meat, it'll be fine. This knife is not going to be used in that way. This is definitely going to be a bushcrafting knife. Feels really good in the hand. And let's compare the shapes here. You can see the shapes are a little bit different compared to the standard Bravo. I have used this spine to throw sparks and make fires before. And it seems fine. What's even better for throwing sparks, in my estimation, in the Bravo has been, where did I put it? This Genesis. LT Wright famously sharpens their 90-degree angle on their spine. And the Bark River just takes a little bit off just a little bit of crown work there to take that burr off. Now for their notch here, it looks like they did take the burr off of that too, but you're going to have a lot more contact area here with it. So, when you're using a fire steel, I have a video out about how to make a fire with a fire steel. Okay. And maybe if I remember, I'll link it right here. So this is just going to fit in the notch here. You always move the fire steel back. You don't pull the knife, you pull the fire steel. That's the secret, because when you pull the knife, you hit the tinder that you're trying to get, and it won't work, right? So the first pull on this is not going to be that great. Also, this black coating here, that's nothing. That's not the fire steel. That's a coating to protect the ferrous metal here, okay? So the first pull won't do much, usually, because it's getting used to the geometry of the back of the blade that you have, and I've been using this on a flat iron, not a curved one. So let's see. Yeah, so small, but then it'll get big. Oh, and I'm doing exactly what I told you not to do. I'm moving the knife. So far, I'm not liking this notch too much. Oh, there we go. I feel like I'm going to have to play around with this to really test it out. Now, look, you're like, oh, look at that magnesium scar on the side of the blade, right? You've ruined your knife. Nah, that just really just comes right off. You can't even tell. So don't worry about that. Cool. So this is my first impressions unboxing. This isn't a review. I will do a full review of this later. I think it's pretty darn cool. My first impressions of this are high. I think that the craftsmanship on this is good. Bark Rivers has not had any problems from quality control that I've seen in the last 2 years. I know that was a problem in the late teens, early 20s. Maybe it was a problem, but since I haven't gotten a bad knife from them since 2021. So I think that a lot of that is overblown at this point. I really like this kind of sharpened edge, this Scandi. So I think that's great. I think this is interesting notch. I need to test that more. It has some jimping up here, which a lot of Bark River knives do not have. This jimping looks aggressive, but feels okay. Does not a hot spot, but that's interesting. I wonder if I'm wrong about this notch. I wonder if this notch is for something else other than fire steel. I'll have to do some research on that. First production run. I don't mind the first production run logo on there. Some people really don't like that billboarding and wish it wasn't there, or that it was smaller or somewhere else. I don't mind. Whatever. Very small sharpening choil, but that's usual with Bark River. It's usually fairly small. I mean, although, this is pretty good. It's harder to sharpen a Scandi grind or a convex grind, but it's not impossible, especially if you have the right stones technique or the KME sharpening system with the bent rod. I like the handle shape to this. This was like, again, the cheap version of this knife. You can get it in mammoth tooth and spend $800 or something like that. But I'm not doing that. I want this to be a work knife, not a showpiece. If you're getting a bushcraft knife, you should just need the basic linen micarta, is my estimation, with the silver pins. That's fine. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It's been fun. It's been real. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you want a chance to win a knife every month, all you got to do is follow the Patreon link down below and help support and make this content. For $3 a month, you too could win a knife of the month. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.